The Raven Familiar, based on The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came skull-tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my cellar door. "Asylum visitor," I muttered, tapping at my cellar door. "Only one, with nothing more." Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate ember hauler brought its ghost form on the floor. Eagerly searched for tomorrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books I drown in sorrow, sorrow for the lost close bore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name close bore, nameless one for evermore. And the silken fist, uncertain fighter of each purple curtain, thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to savage beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor's dramatic entrance at my cellar door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my cellar door. This is it, and nothing more." Presently my soul bleeds stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my cellar door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubtless dreaming once no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence faith unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the magic word there spoken was the whispered word, "Close bore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Close bore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the cellar turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. Just the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above the cellar door, perched up to a helm of gods just above the cellar door, perched and said, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern dismissal of the countenance it wore, thought thy crest be shorn and shaven, "Thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, afflicted raven wandering from the dark slick shores. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly foul familiar so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his cellar door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his cellar door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, Nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of lore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now turned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet pals that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose aegis tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of close bore. Quaff, O quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost close bore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempters tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name close bore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name close bore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume veil as token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy break from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, still is sitting on the pallid helm of gods just above my cellar door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the soul-guide lantern streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.